Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all is doing well. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Hope you're doing well today. I myself, yeah, I've been alright. Uh, not massively much from the norm happened for me today. Other than it feeling a bit weird that I'm streaming on a well, I'm doing the modernish game stream on a Wednesday rather than a Tuesday. But reason why I've sort of shifted it is, or shift things about, is A, experiment a little, and B, just kind of, well, see if I can shift things in a way that sort of works out a bit better. And such. And yeah. Yeah, it's just a case of seeing how it goes, really. I'm still going to be doing the same kinds of streams as I typically do. Like, there's still going to be a modernish game stream, a chill anything goes game stream, and a indie, well, retro indie old odds and ends game stream. Well, I've decided to actually switch the chill anything goes game stream and have that on the Friday rather than at the end of the week like we used to. Just cause I don't know, nice chill Friday stream sounds actually like a pretty good idea. Nice background noise for folks who want to take a Friday evening to chill and or need a bit of background noise whilst they're getting ready to go out for the evening. I don't know. That's my thinking behind that one. And mostly because I didn't want to switch for retro indie old odds and ends game off of Saturday. I know, Saturday just feels like it's just a really nice slot for it. You know what I mean? But hey ho, that's kind of how I've decided to play it this week. It also allows me to have a total rest on the Sunday, which, yeah, one needs to know when to relax and such. You know what I mean? Having a day to just completely relax and refresh your batteries, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea in the slightest. Cause, well, that way you'll feel rest and recharged for the Monday. Because we all know Mondays can be a bit of a slog. And now I think about it, not streaming on Tuesday allows me to sort of, if I wanted to, switch up what days the shorts come out. I kind of already have. Because having the stream clip short come out on tomorrow, I believe I had to hastily pre-upload and reschedule it for. Because I'm a bit of a dingus. Anywho, the game for today. So we are finally starting our new modernish game playthrough. And, yeah, we're finally doing the PS5 Astro games. I've been wanting to actually give these another shot stream-wise for... fuck knows how long at this point, like, at least over a year. Like, I say PS5 Astrobot games, because even though it's technically the PS5's tech demo, I lump Astro's Playroom in with Astrobot. Just because they're kind of the same game, and Astro's Playroom is where the series really started to become more about PlayStation's history as a whole, if that makes sense. So so expect me to go through all the, well, a good couple of the references on that in excruciating detail. Well, that would actually be more thing with Astrobot rather than Astro's Playroom, cause believe it or not, I don't have as much of a history with PlayStation as I do Nintendo games. Cause let me tell you this real quick and then we'll hop into the game. My history of PlayStation is PlayStation 1, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Yeah, there's a massive gap of a couple of generations. So, yeah, I didn't jump into particular franchises till particularly, well, properly till much later on, like, I didn't play, well, I didn't own a Ratchet & Clank game until I got the PS4, because I think it was one Christmas during uni, I got a PS4, bundled with, I think, well, the Ratchet & Clank PS4, which is the one based off a movie, and Overwatch of all things. I don't go anywhere near Overwatch these days, but that's just kind of, well, mainly cause yeah, I just fell out of love with Overwatch. That and the loot boxes. Had a bit of issue with those in uni. Yeah. Though, to be fair, when it comes to hero shooters nowadays, I'm way more likely to hop on Marvel Rivals than just re-download Overwatch again. Speaking of which, I have actually been playing that a fair bit recently. I don't know. I think part of it is because I've been finally jumping into a Blood Hunt game mode, which is alright. Not the best limited time game mode they've done. I definitely prefer Clone Rumble and the Ultron one a lot better. but Bloodhunt's still an enjoyable type. Especially when you get the upgrade that allows you to make Jeff the size of a small fucking car. That's always a funny thing to witness. Yeah. Anywho, I'm gonna boot up the game. Okay, that should be nice and booted it up. Alright, let me know if game audio's too quiet or loud. Anywho. So Astro's Playroom is a little tech demo thing that came with the PS5. I am not afraid to say that I played through it multiple times at this point. It's a weird little comfort game for me. I call this more of a game than a tech demo because, yeah, it's a all-ass game. Just more bite-size. Welcome to Astro's Playroom. This experience was created to show you some of the cool tricks possible with your DualSense wireless controller. Ready to join Astro for an adventure inside your PS5? Then let's dive in. And there's the PS1. PS2. 3. And 4. I forget just how weird it is to have the haptic feedback just kind of go off. Because I think two of the games that I have streamed before that also use that is like Warframe and Monster Hunter Wilds. But we're definitely going to be playing Warframe next week, because next Friday the new update comes out, and I'm excited for that. Now I can never get the mic bit to work on this demonstration, but can in the actual game. It's very weird. Look. Ah. That's good, let's go. There's a little guy. So, I have some interesting things I know about this game. Oh. First thing is the team behind it, Team Asobi. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, they started out as part of the now defunct PlayStation Studio, Japan Studio. And I don't think it was until either this or the PS4 VR game that Team Asobi was going by the name Team Asobi. And when Sony rather stupidly dissolved Japan Studio, they did keep Team Asobi around. for VR gaming for this. And eventually, Astro bought PS5, which would go on to win Game of the Year at the Game Awards in 2024? It wasn't last year, because Play Obscura won Game of the Year in 2015. So it was the year before that. And yeah. Alright. We have a choice of ones to go into. We could go level order, reverse level order, console order, and reverse console order. That one will become more apparent later. I'll give you guys some time to maybe have a mull over that one. Also, if you hit the bots just rolling around in the CPU plaza, they'll actually start following Astro around. Also, there are two types of collectibles, puzzle pieces and artifacts or relics or whatever the game calls them. And yes, I know I have more or less memorized where all of them are. Like I said, I have played through this a fair few times. Which is ironic, because I haven't actually finished Astro Bot yet. But, I do sometimes, use these streams to get through some of the backlog, so... Oh yeah. Astro has a double jump glide thing, where he shoots out lasers from the bottom of his feet. And as such, actually allows him to interact with objects directly below him. Whereas, such as glass panels, as you saw in the intro bit, or enemies. You can actually take out enemies this way. And there are some enemies you can only take out this way. But the controls in this just feel really nice. Now this is what the CPU plaza looks from up here. I think once I did actually try to do a background of this. To use in PlayStation game streams. It didn't come out too well, but I still used it anyway. I think I still have that somewhere. Anywho, oh yeah, if you hit this, the CPU will get pissed and punch you. Anywho, let's see. Level order reverse console. You know what? I typically do it in level order, but I think this time round I'll do it in reverse console order. So we start off with GPU jungle in that instance. So... Oh, never knew there was a what's it down there. So, each area is split in... Well, each sort of... location split into 4 areas. And we have landed in Brenda Forest, part of... the GPU... yeah, GPU jungle. And yes, this song has vocals. And in this game, you'll just see little references like this. Like, little reenactments like this. So in fact, the Monster Hunter nerd... Well, level Monster Hunter starts with a Monster Hunter reference. And yeah, they're playing on PSPs, because there were actually Monster Hunter games on the PSP, I believe. I think they were Japanese exclusive for Monster Hunter portable games. Also, here's Cash Fanuka, but he's a fake. Anyway. Yeah. Despite nowadays being a multi-platform franchise, Monster Hunter did start out on the PlayStation. The original was on the PS2. And yeah, when multi-console with, well, it went into Nintendo waters with Monster Hunter Tri. Quite literally, because that one's whole gimmick was underwater combat. I started playing Monster Hunter not too long after that with Free Ultimate. Also, obligatory Castlevania Symphony of the Night reference. Also, the lyrics that's being sung, yeah, are literally right there. But T-Rex, I believe, is a reference to Dreams, the weird game engine-y thingamabob. Yes, I'm going through any, like, references I know. This one's a clear reference to the Horizon series. I still can't believe I did a fucking Lego game of that. How weird as shit has happened. Your lazy feet can go through grates when you can't. Bloodborne Hunter? These things. Kill the guys behind it, and it'll kill the one in the middle. Basically an evil phalanx, basically. Now I don't usually go for 100%, but this is the one of the exceptions. I will go for 100% on this one. That's because I have multiple times before. So I love the environment design in this game, how it feels natural, but it's also, it can tell it like little technological flares, like having the triggers as platforms and shit like that. It gives it quite a unique flavor. Oh yeah, we did get a relic. That. Oh yeah, be aware with the Astro game, if you're playing them yourself, is a you die if you get hit by anything principle. Unless you find a boss. Like then you can take an extra hit or two. But not free, then you would die properly. It'll be alright. I think this is an Uncharted reference. Upon reference. In my put the first two Pat-on games on Switch. My Pat-on game was like weird, from what I know about it. I don't know what that's a reference to. Unless it's like a Days Gone reference. Something. I remember hearing about the fact that the director of Days Gone was pretty annoyed that his character was reduced to a cameo in a kid's game with in Astro. But yeah, something tells me he's would have whined if he wasn't in it, as there wasn't a character the Days Gone character didn't have a cameo in Astro Bot. Also, this is an evil puzzle piece because you can quite easily miss it. Okay, on to the next area, Terror Treetops. That's fun to say. Terror that. Never mind, it is not fun to say. Anywho, thank you. So, if you have played Astro Bot, you might recognize some of the power-ups as like early versions of some of the ones from Astro Bot. Because this one was reused for Astro Bot. Albeit not as big. I wish you could hear the sounds the controller is making here. Because it's actually quite cool, because it is actually making proper sounds. These ones you have to use the adaptive trigger to just slightly hold them. So you can use them without breaking. PlayStation camera, the perfect fit for your Playroom. Because yeah, the first quote-unquote Astro game was a game called the Playroom, which yeah was I believe it was the PS4's hacking tech demo, and that was more what you expect on tech demo. Then you had PlayStation. no, Playroom's VR. Which was to do with the VR system. But I'd say it's a canonical, like, start point of Astro as a character. Because the rescue mission bit was the first instance of Astro as a character, or as an individual character. And then they turned that into a full game, Astrobot Rescue Mission. And then the game I'm playing now, Astro's Playroom, happened, and then Astrobot happened. So yeah, Astro's history is very much rooted in the tech demo side of PlayStation game. Oh, PlayStation consoles. So this game's just been a full-on love letter to PlayStation as a console and its storied history. Kinda makes sense. Because Astrobot technically is a part of that storied history in of itself. What's that called? Ray Trace Ruin and stuff. Speaking of VR, PlayStation VR processor unit. No one really knows what goes on in there. I still have my old PS4 somewhere. I do not know what this is a reference to. Like, again, I don't know as much about PlayStation as I do Nintendo. Oh. So, Astro's laser feet. Be careful around glass objects, cause you can break them. And yup. Jak and Daxter reference. Got him. Yep, the giant GPUs are synced up to the actual music. Well, lip sync to the actual music. PS Vita loves to have its back stroked. Yeah, because that was the big thing about the PS Vita. Like, it had a back sensor that, if you pressed it, it did stuff. And was really the last time PlayStation did a handheld. Yeah, it never really did that well for itself, unfortunately. But you have to remember, it came out... Whoa. I can't remember why it did so poorly. Was it just simply lack of, Oh yeah, this is well. It does bullshit. Hop your ass back up here, bitch. God, I hate the Spurs. Like, probably one of my least favourite enemies in this game. Or in both of them. Cause, in Astrobot, these fuckers can quite easily snipe you. Anywho, mini boss. Yeah, don't get hit by the balls. You get knocked for fucking 6. It's like some bloody Toho pack and bullet packs or some shit. I think one of the bosses in Astro actually uses sim sort of thing. Yay. So, last puzzle piece. It's a bit awkward. Yeah, you have to hit that with the boat. And, yeah. It's one of those you could easily bloody miss it. Also, Tekken reference. Don't worry, Heihachi will be fine. He's come back from way worse at this point. Mount Motherboard. Last area for GPU Jungle. I am noticing that I am speeding through this quite a bit. But I think that's just simply where I know where everything is, my brain can just fast track to it particularly easily. I'm surprised I didn't stick around with Crash reference for too long and explain that one. Because much like Monster Hunter, that one has a history of going from PlayStation to Nintendo systems too. Though in a much lesser capacity. I think the first Nintendo systems Crash games were on was the Game Boy Advance. Kind of mirrors Sonic in that way, actually. Because the first Sonic game to be ported to, well, put on a Nintendo system was Sonic Advance, which was also a GBA game. Yeah, that's what happens if you fall down, so fall down. And we need to go down, which is a bit more awkward than you think. And we get a puzzle piece. Oh, no, that one's Celia. And PSVR aim controller. VRly accurate. Also has different colors. Ooh. Kinda like me. Anywho. I'm surprised I have not hit my hand on the mic yet. Oop. Hey! Normally I have to wait for that one. Ooh, subtle hue changes and shit. And that's the end of, GPU Jungle. Yeah, it's like, not that, empty of an area. Also, I love how they make the top, like, the top of this a stone mountain, because the PS4, what's it, home screen looks like fucking Aurora Borealis. Such a nice touch. Such a nice touch. What's this? Oh, is this a Journey reference? Never noticed that one in this game before. Whee! Also, you can use the bow to shoot the bunnies for a trophy. And also roll about a snowball to its massive size for a trophy as well. I say that because I have actually platinumed this game. It was the first thing I ever actually platinumed, period. The only other game I have platinum is Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Yeah. I'll probably attempt to platinum Astro bot once we get to that one, if I'm honest. And here, well, last artifact for this area. The PS4 promised greatness, delivered more. Which, honestly, I agree with. Like, the PS4 had a lot of good games on it. I have a lot of fond memories of it from Union Search. It's basically where I properly got into PlayStation. Anywho, this is a PlayStation level, where all your artifacts and puzzle pieces are, full. You can interact with all of them, find that poor bastard. Puzzle pieces make up these actually really pretty, artwork on the walls. So these treasure things will give you 100 coins each. For a total of 400. And can actually respawn. But I think you have to like completely come out game. So this is a gacha bomb machine. Use it. You get shit out of it. And yeah. A couple of references in here as well. I think that's a Dark Cloud reference or something. I got this one, which is a knack reference. Tickle. The Astro. All the King's Knights and all the King's Men, they couldn't put poor Knack together again. And a Spyro reference. Well, I mentioned about the Knack games, like, if you have a PS5, you could actually still play them, because the PS5 actually has backwards compatibility. Oh yeah, when I meant like I 100% the game, I 100% everything but the speedrun challenges. Which... yeah... I think to give a trophy from that, the time's actually pretty fucking strict. Oh yeah, the ones in the CPU plaza will just respawn, period. Anyway, on to the next. But I'm not gonna lie, this kinda makes me wanna pee. So, I might actually take an impromptu pee break. So, I'll just park Astro. Maybe not park Astro with the guys who are forcing. I'll just park him in front of this cheeky chappy. See you in a sec. Hey, I'm back with making piss. Also, I got to do something when doing my little intro earlier. I got to say another usual thing. As the usual, feel free to lurk or chat to your heart's content. Okay, that was it. On to Cooling Springs. which is supposed to be the first level you do here, or do in this game. Also, there's PlayStation iconography fucking everywhere. You'll see these symbols a lot. Anywho, this little slide is actually considered one of the best way to farm coins, because you can just go on the slide and instantly catch yourself before going the thing, and then yeah, fast travel back to the top. Anywho, Cooling Springs, Vault Beach. So you can kind of tell where this is sort of the first main area I'm supposed to explore, because of how open it is. Well, open-ish. You still need to go in there eventually, but it's sort of everything is just sprawled out in front of you. And yeah, Golden Springs has artifacts of the PS3 era. Yeah, this is one of my, like, in terms of my favorite areas in this game, it goes SSD Speedway, not necessarily bad, but I just like the other ones more. GPU Jungle, yeah, not necessarily bad. Also, it's Boy and Data Boy. Oh, here's a cute little detail. Find one of these surfboards. Astro was trying to start surfing on it. Anyway, but yeah, where was I? Oh yeah. My favourite levels in this game. SSD Speedway, GPU Jungle, and then it's joined between this and Memory Meadow. Loco Roco reference. Odd little PSP game. Also, this beach is surrounded by ice. Another one of these guys. Guarding another puzzle piece. Yeah, this game's fucking adorable. Also, I love how the crabs have little dustpan and brush hands. Controller shaped lilos, and yeah. This little guy doing the Loves Me Not bit with generating flour? Oopie there. That's okay then. Even by technological flower standards, that's a bit weird. connected to it. I think this guy has a crush on this guy. Good for them. Good for them. Anyway. I like that for... Oh yeah, that was the controller. The 6-axis part. I think that's cause of the fact that, did it have motion controls? Like, motion sensor in it? I know the PS4 controller's whole thing was the touchpad, what's it? I know the whole thing with the DualSense is, well, you saw what this whole thing's dealio is. We're playing it. Oh, there's also these versions of these guys. Oh yeah, these dog-like enemies won't really hurt you, they'll just push you around. Steady. Shit. So much for being steady. Okay, there's a couple little guys dancing inside this. Here's eye camera. This ain't no toy. Here's another group of surfy dooblies. And a full surf instruction. Also, I love the PSP UMDs as floaties, like as sort of smaller sort of floats. It's clever and adorable. Also, that guy's just asleep. There's a reference over here. I believe it's for a game called Concrete Genie. I know bug all about that one. You're gonna be hearing me say I know bug all about that one a lot. That's that all of them? Yep, that's all of them. Let's go to the next area. Well, or at the very least the indoor portion of this area. Jump off these dive boards to get another trophy? Helldiver! Yeah, there was indeed a Helldiver 1. I know nothing about it, but I mean the existence of a Helldiver 2 means an existence of a Helldiver 1, don't it? Reference to a weird obscure game called Fat Princess. No presence what that's about. But I have not been to a swimming pool in years. Anywho, Springy Spa is our next area, with another new gimmicky thing, Frog Suit. Basically you jump about, you hold down the button to jump higher, and you can control your directional movement via motion controls. Also, you are locked to a 2D plane for these, which is very uncommon in Astro games. Like, I know there are sort of pseudo 2D parts, like they're set up like 2D sections, but are actually like still full 3D. And first treasure of this area. PS Move Sharpshooter met with resistance. Yeah, so PS Move. It was basically PlayStation's attempt at making a Nintendo Wiimote. Really. So I think the PS3's whole deal was motion controls in that regard, I think, in that instance. Ooh, that was weird. And here's the other treasure. Yes, move shooting attachment. Stop or my move or shoot. Yeah, something tells me the 6-axis stuff was like motion controls. I suppose that makes sense, cause let's be honest, I think this was the 7th gen consoles? 7th or 8th, I can't remember exactly. But it was sort of the era of, hold on, yeah. It was sort of the era of motion controls. Because you had the Wii making it its entire gimmick. And then you had the Xbox 360 Kinect, which was more in line with the eye-toy than anything. So once again, Charlie on Chocolate Factory. Oh yeah, that is a Metal Gear Solid reference. How the fuck do I keep getting stuck in the pipes? Makes you wonder how many of these little guys this ship actually contains. Anywho, here we are. Next area, frigid flows. Do not go swimming. That happens. Anywho. Odd. Also, these penguins are adorable. And apparently you can bully them. Oh, that's one way to get more coins. Ah, poof. One, two, three. PlayStation Move navigation controller. The motion controller's left-hand man. Yeah, you can really see where they took cues from Nintendo on that one. This is a reference to a well-known horror-ish game that I cannot fucking remember the name of. No, seriously, I cannot remember the name of what that's trying to reference in slightest. Also, when a nice Astro will escape. You can also run normally, which will eventually have him go ice skate mode. I hope you like seeing the 4 PlayStation button symbols at this point, because you ain't fucking escaping them. Not in the slightest. Oh, I would like to beat up. I'm not gonna knock down his snowman, that would just be mean. Okay, how are those two gonna get down? Yeah, a lot of the puzzle pieces for this area, like, backloaded. I know the next area, the first puzzle piece there is actually a bit of a bastard to get. Yep. Yep. Yeah, those crumble, by the way. Yeah, there's the sort of black variants of enemies. I don't really have a difference in this game, but there is like a more aggressive variant of the spiked enemies in Astro Bot, which come at you a bit quicker. Nearly whacked me nasal on the what's in the doodle. Don't wanna fucking whack your nasal on what's in the doodle. And over here we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump over here. Obligatory Resident Evil reference. Another franchise that got its early years started on PlayStation. These piranha enemies here. Yeah, you don't find that all in this game, but I do believe you fight them in Astro Bot. Did I get everything for a previous area? Yes, I did. Okay. I can frog out into Hotel Hopper. I'm not sure how I'd feel about mechanical dolphins, honestly. Another one of these lily pads, but this one moves. Okay, I managed to land on here. I remember when I first played this game. Took me way too many tries to get that fucking... what's it? believe that's like, yeah, that's three of the things. And yeah, this is the hotel portion of it. It's a bloody pigsty. These guys having a session with fizzy drinks and popcorn. Also, why do they have a hotel here? Like, this ship is where they live. Unless these are just some of their fancier living quarters or something. I think there was a trophy for keeping a beach ball in the air for a while. PSP UMD makes a strong case. Have we actually seen the PSP artifact yet? No, we haven't. It must be the last artifact of this area then. I have heard that a lot of people have fond memories of PSP. Again, I was a Nintendo kid growing up, so... That guy has a starfish on his head. Oh, this is a reference to a game called Puppeteer. Another lesser known but well beloved game. I think that one was also won by Japan Studio. It's the same thing but harder hit. Or the PSP. Also, if you press the buttons on your controller, it's all press the button on the corresponding controller. Yeah, it had a circle pad and everything. Something that wouldn't be a thing for Nintendo handhelds till the 3DS. The last puzzle piece is over here. Damn, we got through 2 hours already? No, I'm surprised we actually got through 2 hours already. How's stream health, by the way? Yeah, no problem in the slightest. Didn't think so. Like... I haven't had a single problem with stream health, since I got this laptop. This is what the PS3, home screen looks like. Also, yeah, these cars are meant to be Parappa the Rapper and Unjammy Lammy. Lord, that name's hard to pronounce quickly. I think you also get another trophy for just doing that. I didn't see the snorkel guy over there. Anyway, PSP acquired. And honestly, I thought these areas, like... I thought these 2 areas would take a lot longer than this. But I suppose with how quick I am in this game, how familiar I am with this game, it kind of makes sense. Oh yeah, this little Medubly is modelled after a Japanese exclusive accessory for the PS1, I believe. This one allows you to keep track of all your what's this? You know, so I know if you miss one or not. You can actually get on top of those. In fact, doing so actually nets you another trophy. It's about I actually remember a lot of the trophies. Pretty well, yeah. What are other notable games on PSP? Because I know you had Loco Roco and Patapon on there. I think you also had the first two Marvel Ultimate Alliance games on there. But I wouldn't do a third one until much later on, early in the Switch's life cycle, I believe. I actually have that somewhere. It's a good game. Anywho, might as well clear this out whilst we're wasting a bit of time here. And get more puzzle pieces, extra artifacts, including a smaller PS3, and a questionably smaller PS3. These little diorama things for that also go inside the Labo area. Fish. A PS2. Trash. Yeah, that's just there to waste your coins. And it's bloody annoying. Oh yeah, PSP microphone. Which is ironic, cause PSP was around the same time as the DS, and the DS had a built-in microphone. So... Pick a card, any card. I know, oh, talking about trophies. Jars of shit. Not jars of dirt. Ah, this is the one I wanted to grab. I don't think you could get PS2 artifacts until you got PS2 artifact. PS2 network adapter, the secret to successful networking. Yeah, a lot of consoles didn't have like inbuilt internet access. They had to use peripherals like this. Actually, I think the PS2 was the only console that had something like this. The first... I believe the first console ever to actually have internet functionality without the use of a peripheral was the Sega Dreamcast. That's how you got stuff like the original Phantasy Star Online. Trying to think what console was the first to introduce PlayStation trophies. I think it was a PS3. That's also when the PlayStation Network first became a thing. Because that generation of consoles, which I think was a 7... Let me look this up actually. Let me fact check. What generation was the PS3? Seventh generation. I was right on that one. Yeah, but 7th generation consoles were kind of, I'd say they're known for two things. One, the motion control stuff that I mentioned before, and online connectivity. A lot of consoles at that point, well, those consoles were the first to have inbuilt online connectivity. Like, the Wii had it, Xbox 360 had it, PS3 had it, and even the DS. I think the PSP kinda had it, but yeah. Unlike Nintendo, which went through a couple of different online services before ending on Nintendo Switch Online, which we know today, PlayStation still uses the one they used all those years ago, being PlayStation Network, or PSN for short. Though, these days you have to pay like upwards of about 60 quid a year for it. Which, yeah. But the service has expanded a lot from those humble days. Yeah, you got the two different PlayStation Sony Interactive logos. And what's this about? Was this like prototype PlayStation logos? If so, that's actually really bloody cool. Huh. I'll fact check this one. Might even make it into a short for next week. But yeah. I just wanted to fluff about in here for a little bit. Because I'm trying to leave some of this game for next time. But I didn't think we'd get through like these two areas so damn quick. You know, I might actually, depending on how quickly we finish things up next time round, do the speedrun a bit. But for now, I think I am going to do one more area. SSD Speedway. Into the PS2, here we go. Right, this has a really evil one, where it's right behind you. Sneaky bastards. At least if you miss that one, it's right behind you. Ah. Oh, this first artifact is a bastard to actually get. And it's like one of my favourite references in this game. I'm probably gonna fuck this up multiple times. No. Yeah, you have to kind of jump into a void to get back another shot. All you need to do is make it up on that ledge. And I fucked it up again. Okay, this little one dropping the apple and going in it. Meant to be Cat from Gravity Rush. Fun fact, the original in-working name for Gravity Rush was Gravity Days. And I think the whole apple iconography is like because Isaac Newton discovered gravity through an apple falling on his head. I would say Gravity Rush 2 was one of the last projects Japan Studio did before the studio was shut down. One of Sony's stupider mistakes in my opinion. Unfortunately you do not have gravity shifter powers either. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. Luckily, if we don't get through the entire area today, ah, bugger. Well, into abyss we go. Oh, I hope someone's keeping track of these attempts, cause I bloody ain't. You assume I have a foresight? Ah, bugger. Come on, dang it, I always fall short. Just short. I will get this. Steady. Steady. There we go. Finally! I do not know how many turns I actually took, and I do not care to count. Anywho, now that bullshit's over, we can continue. And another one of these. Luckily it's not as annoying. I suppose technically this is the area with two different gimmicks. this hang gliding gimmick, and another gimmick later. Ah yes, I made a show about this ages ago. Back when this was the only Final Fantasy reference between this and Astro Ball. It is no longer that short's actually outdated because this is no longer the only Final Fantasy reference in both the games, both the PS5 Astro Bot games. I did actually add a couple of Final Fantasy bots, including the owner of that sword, into the game as rescuable bots in its final update. I move the symbols of coins and X marks the spot. And also, hey, there was something on your face. It was pain. That's apparently the name of the game. Also, there's Silent Hill reference around here. Yep, down here. Pyramid Head. I don't need to explain how iconic of a horror game monster Pyramid Head is. We got one more what's it? And it's through here. Cyberphnx Rumbly. A couple of references. Ratchet & Clank. Then you got these lot, which are a reference to Killzone. And this, which is a reference to Resistance. Or more specifically, like, the iconic box art of it, I believe. The Astro controller copes well under pressure. And that's all what it says. Grab the elevator before it leaves us behind. Ah! First electrified enemy we've seen in this game so far. Yeah, you can only take them out by your feet laser. Okay. Next area. Caching caves. You know, like day caches. Second gimmick for this area. Tiny little spaceship Madoodle. You can hold down one for a small bit of speed, both for mega speed. Reference to a game known as Vib Ribbon, I believe, which I think was a Ribbon game-ish. This area actually holds a reference to something that you'd be surprised, well, honestly, would surprise you about by reference. But also makes a lot of sense. PS2 Memory Tab. Guaranteed fun on tap. Yeah, cause I think that, well, PlayStation systems only have like 2 controller ports. Then again, Nintendo didn't until like until the Nintendo 64. electrical fire hazards. Yep. Spider waves. Okay, this is the reference I was going on about. One you wouldn't expect them to reference. This is a reference to the PS4 Spider-Man game, actually. And I think these little spiders are a reference to one of the bosses in Astro Rescue Mission, the VR game. But yeah, the reason why they're referencing the PS4 Spider-Man game is because it was actually developed by Insomniac, the developers behind the Ratchet & Clank games. And it started out as a PS4 exclusive before being ported to PC eventually. Apparently Insomniac had a bit of a nasty habit of having to of being given very short deadlines for games. Reference to Detroit Become Human. They make funny sounds when you hit them. Data space. Now this area does require a bit of backtracking to get all the shit in it. Astro's Playroom, featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Of course he was gonna be here. Has there actually been a DMC game that's been ported to other platforms? I don't know. I think they've been ported to PC. Also the fireworks are PlayStation Move controllers. Also, he's gone. We'll deal with that area later, because we need a certain object to also. Hi there, Elsie. Any quick question, but do you have any form of PlayStation Plus? Yes, I do. I think I just have the basic one or something. Yeah, I do have a form of PlayStation Plus. I believe one of the main things with it is like you get like monthly games or something like that, but I never really use it. I just mainly have it for the online gaming side of things. Really. Now there are all kinds of communication like features and that, you know, as well, like ability to voice chat with friends and that sort of thing. Anyway, we need to take this all the way back down to there, because it's the only way we can break that kind of glass. get our other thing. The Toy camera keeps your granny entertained. Only game I can remember existing for that thing is the Sega Superstars or whatever it was. Actually, I'd say the PS2 was when a lot of the Sega crossover games started happening. Also, yeah, they did just give Astro a fucking minigun in this. Fun fact. It actually also shows up in the credits of Astrobot, in the credit sequence of Astrobot, but it's not used in any other part of the game, to my knowledge. Yep, we got a what, Sitmadu, please? Don't know if I'm asking many questions, but have you heard about Undertale being on it? Interesting. I don't really have much interest in Undertale, or in playing Undertale, if that makes sense. But yeah, I am aware of Undertale. To be fair, if you've been... Undertale similar to Toho. Like, if you've been on the internet for any length of time, you've probably heard of it, or at the very least, heard of the music from it. But yeah, Undertale isn't something I'm particularly interested in, if I'm completely honest. Anywho, last area, orbital obstacles. I'm getting through this area fairly quick too. We really won't have much game left for the obvious game left for next stream. Unless we sort of have it that we finish this game next stream and then immediately just go on to Astro Bot or something. The smaller PlayStation 2. Isn't there a meme about one model of a PlayStation 2 having like faster load times or some shit? I don't know. Those guys won't kill you, but they will push you about. Okay. Those things will kill you, though. Yeah, there's a bit where you have to be a bit careful. Threaded the needle. Yeah, it does microphone shit if you blow into it. And up I go. Oh, this one's a bit of a... Yeah, you can... That happens. Oh. Ah, bugger. Oh, we can wait for the fans to close, and... Go, go, go from there. Steady. And that's Overwatch 6. The only thing about motion controls is that it does make your arm ache after a while. Anywho, this thing. It'll laser you. Do that. Light one of the fuses. Get rid of this armor. Do that again. And then... light him. There's a bomb. Ooh. All four. Oh yeah. PS2 is where God of War got its start on. Well, nowadays we know it more for the PS4 title, as well as Ragnarok. PS2 2000, A Game's Odyssey. Reference to 2001, A Space Odyssey. Did that film actually come out in 2001? Yeah, I think that will be the last hair we do for today, because otherwise we'll just run out of game. Yeah. He can make this poor bastard deaf. Yeah, you can make this one blind. And this one deaf. Also, you can actually get up on the guns now. Oh, and it even has a little move in it. And yeah, it changes colours. Oh, okay, I didn't realise this one had a spot for the other move controller. Okay, I'm surprised they didn't have the ceiling lights be in the shape of PlayStation symbols. You can't hear it, but the controller actually makes sounds depending on what you're walking on. We got another couple thousand coins. Oh. Hoo-hoos. PSP camera, portable cameras, they'll never catch on. Going back to the PSP DS comparisons, the DS didn't have a camera either. That wasn't a thing until the 3DS. Oh yeah, I forgot about this thing. PSP DPS receiver. Helps you find your way around any dark dungeon. Yeah, it has a GPS add-on. I don't know what game it's referring to there. I might actually have to look that one up for you guys. PlayStation 4 Pro. Is this where they started having Pro versions of consoles? How pro can you go? Hopefully that thing was never as overpriced as a PS5 Pro. Yeah. Sorry, I grabbed a quick snack. Fair enough. Okay, these things, they were used for a game called Buzz. It was basically a quiz show game. This was back when sometimes games had, like, unique peripherals for them. I remember the Nintendo 64 actually having a few peripherals like that. Ones I can remember off the top of my head. Memory Pack, which was just an extended memory card. Something called the... You had the Rumble Pack, which... a Rumble feature. I can't remember if there was one called the Expansion Pack? I might just be confused on that one. But there was one I do know about. The Transfer Pack. Now, this came packaged with Pokemon Stadium. I am very familiar with the Pokemon Stadium games, and what the Transfer Pack did was allow you to transfer data from a Game Boy or Game Boy Color game to your Nintendo 64. So you could bring your Pokemon from yellow, blue and red, or green, or red, yellow and green if you're Japanese, and bring it into Pokemon Stadium. No, you couldn't actually transfer them from Yellow to the first Pokemon Stadium, but Pokemon Stadium 2 you could use your Pokemon from Yellow, as well as your Pokemon from Silver, Gold and Crystal. Yeah, I know a lot about Nintendo 64 stuff. Any other little references we've unlocked in here? I think these are PlayStation Store reference. Shit, what's it going? What's it? What's that a reference to? I can't remember. I think this is a sole nod to like the first demos and shit of the original PlayStation. That is the old PlayStation Network logo, I believe. Whereas the last we saw over here, I think, is the new one. Or, whoa, PlayStation Plus. How did I not think about that one before? Technical shit. Anyone remember when TVs were like these massive fucking blocks? Like, it's kind of impressive. Hula hoops. Unfortunately, the cross doesn't make a good hula hoop. Little guy's trying, though. Ah, dance pads. These were a thing that came with certain games on that. Mainly stuff like the Dance Dance Revolution games. We actually had one of these, like, years ago. Fish. How many RC card games were there on PlayStation? Oh, you know, that reminds me of a game, another PlayStation game from my childhood. So, when I was little, I had these small toy cars called Micro Machines. Due to their name, they were tiny. But there were also games of them to do with them. And I've played quite a few of them. I've played a couple of the Mega Drive ones, but the two I had the most experience with were V3 and V4. Micro Machines V3 was on the original PlayStation. I can't remember what consoles V4 was on, but it was also on the DS, and that's the one I had. And yeah, I remember having a lot of fun with those games when I was younger. Yeah. Ooh, nearly opened from mysterious what's it? And more speed one things. Yeah, I think next time we'll all give trying to get that trophy a go. Yeah. As you complete more levels, the CPU plaza actually becomes a lot more populated. Also, there's a beach ball behind it. I think there's also a beach ball behind the level bit. Oh my god, I did not notice that they will just play with the beach ball. I did not notice that. Yeah, they'll just start playing with beach ball. What happens if I punch this little guy? Will he stop playing with beach ball or... Okay. That's actually cool. I didn't realize that. I believe there's actually... Oh yeah, that's the last we need to go to, but we'll go there later. There's a... Okay. Also, notice how the PlayStation Labo bit itself, portal itself, is shaped like a PS1? Well, an original PlayStation? PS1 was something actually completely different. Yeah, they stop. Hang on a angle. Hey, can you both? What is this human pyramid type shit? Anywho, that's not all I wanted to show. I got distracted. So by doing GPU jungle, we can now use this in the plaza. And shoot people in the head. And that, by process of elimination, would mean this one is the Gatling gun. And I am now a menace to society. Yep, I am very much a menace to society now. Start running. Ow! Never mind. I don't think the CPU like that. I wonder if he could literally get every bot in the plaza to follow you. No, you can't, because you got this guy dangling from ledge. And if they fall into the abyss, they'll just reset back to their normal positions and won't follow you anymore. I wonder if this, just having a bot swarming around here, like, informed the, inspired the, Pikmin style bot, what's it, in, Astro bought PS5. Also, if you fall off, they were all just lemmings after you. And the ones that didn't all just, stay down there. So these respawn apparently. That's useful. Yeah, this is a fun little area just to bugger about in. Like, all games need fun little hub worlds where you can just piss about in. Especially if they're like populated hub worlds too. That's really nice. Anywho, I think I'm gonna put a pin in the game there for today. We've not actually got that much game left, if I'm honest. Yeah. If we do want, like, everything, we would need to grind out some coins, though. Anywho, we're gonna go back to Zizatsu, what's it for a bit, and just chat and chill for a bit. I know we just bugged about and procrastinated in the game, but... Yeah. That was a fair chunk of Astro's Playroom. Yeah, you can kind of see why I've gone through that tech demo like multiple times at this point. It's just really fun. A really nice and relaxed one. Sometimes you don't need a game to be big. Or anything too crazy. You just need it to be fun. And yeah, I don't really see anything wrong with that. Yeah, next time we'll wrap that one up. And maybe do some the speedrun bits. I know there's an extra trophy to do with that, but I got the platinum on that game. Like, I don't mind about the additional trophies, because realistically, you only really trophy hunt to get the platinum trophy, and that's about it. Yeah. Hey, I'm glad you all enjoyed this little gaming well, it's sort of gaming history focused, but also sort of not. I know. I really like playing these sort of games that allow me to just go on and on about gaming history. because it's something I'm incredibly fascinated by, and something I always enjoy talking about. And to have a game that's so jam-packed with references to a particular company's console's entire gaming history, or entire place in gaming history, it's just amazing. It really is. We'll go for about another 10 to 15 minutes. Make it up to our usual 2.5 hours. Because for anyone who's new here, I usually stream for about 2.5, 3 hours. So that's usually 7:30 PM UK time up to about 10 PM, 10:30 PM UK time, which at the moment is GMT +1 or BST, because us Brits have a separate time zone for daylight savings for some fucking reason. Yeah, I just use GMT +1, like, people are more familiar with that one than BST, which I think stands for British sometime or something. Doesn't GMT stand for Greenwich something time? I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah. God, any topics can I think of? God. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, something I saw on Twitter earlier. He dates for this year's Sage came out. Well, Sage had been made public. Sage, or Sonic Amateur Games Expo, is one where like people announce or release new builds of their fan games or their actual games and such. And that. The reason why it's called Sonic Amateur Games Expo is it's typically for Sonic fan games and the like. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we got like new versions of Sonic Light games got demos on that in it. I don't know. I don't really play fan games, really, but I do like watching like what comes out of these expos, because I find them generally fascinating. Yeah, Yeah, the dates, Sage this year is running. Now think about it, like, it being abbreviated to Sage is now kind of ironic, considering there's now a character in Sonic called Sage. Speaking of Sonic, actually, we might as well go over the schedule for this week, because I believe... Also, I need to make some edits on the schedule graphic at some point. Yeah. We did Astro's Playroom today, and got through more of it than I was expecting to. Friday is gonna be our chill games day instead of Sunday this week. I'm sort of split between just putting a poll up or actually just going screw it and playing Warframe something. Because A, we haven't in a while, and B, the reason I am split on doing that is because next week, well, we do have the new update next week. But yeah, I'll probably put Warframe on the poll and see which one you guys want to go for, and if there aren't any votes on the polls, because I know that can happen sometimes, I appreciate that you guys are busy and such. But yeah, if it comes down to it, I'll make the final. It'll likely, in that case, be Warframe. That depends if I'm gonna do the poll. And Saturday, we are going to be playing some Sonic and getting back to Sonic Adventure DX. And this time round, we are gunning to we are aiming to complete Amy's story, which shouldn't actually take that long, and Big's story, which is, Amy's story is the last sort of story I got round to doing in my own time. Big, Gamma's, and the final story, I have not done before. So this will be an experience. So, yeah. Experience with Big is gonna be an interesting one. I haven't heard great things about Big's fishing gameplay. But, I don't know. I think that's about it. But, yeah, that's the schedule for this week. Anyway, we'll keep going for about another 5 or so minutes. Yeah. So, I meant about Warframe, but you might be like, well, the new Warframe update, but you might be like, Cyber, you didn't really play Warframe too much. Because you didn't have much interest in the Shadow Grapher update. That is true. But the new update I do have interest in. Because the new update is Jade Shadow's Constellations. Basically a continuation of the Jade Shadow storyline with Stalker. And yeah, that's one of the story quests that I did off stream before Warframe 999. And yeah, I did actually like the quest. I like the story of it. Makes you really see a different side to Stalker. And actually kind of shows just how sort of lost the vigor he once had. Because he has no reason to really kill the Tenno anymore. So he just kind of is essentially just waiting to die in the seas of Uranus at this point. He even just has said on multiple occasions, like, yeah, I kind of relinquish you from my service, Stalker. And I guess with his kid, which that's gonna become that's now becoming a massive plot point in the new update. Yeah, Stalker's gonna be busy and might actually need our help again. Cause from what he has said that the story of that update's gonna be, is gonna be kinda wild. I thought the time traveling in 99 Warframe 999 was out there, but yeah. But I do wonder how this is gonna link in with the story overall. Cause I wouldn't be surprised if because I think Jade Shadows itself is technically a main story quest. I wonder if after Constellations they go, okay, yeah, we now have a clear way to get to Tau. And the next big update is going to be either us gearing up for that or straight up fucking going to Tau. Which, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if there's anything of Tau left. Because something tells me it's in more of a dire state than we think. Or the indifference has gotten to it. Yeah. Any other gaming news can I think of off the top of my head? Yeah, no, I think that is all the gaming news I can actually think of off the top of my head. Oh, well, let's look at Google, see if they have anything. Recent gaming news. This is gonna be fun. Oh yeah, I forgot that they're going to be doing a Subnautica 2. I'm not really that interested in it. Subnautica's not really my cup of tea. I'm honest. I know. I don't really find... It's not that I'm, like, scared of horror stuff or anything like that. I just don't find them massively interesting. But I suppose my taste is more on the action-y kind of game. Action-y or, like, RPG style game. Now, that's one thing I would love to see someone attempt. A turn-based horror game. I suppose they've kind of been attempted at that in the past, but... Now, I want a full-on... No. I'd be curious to see if someone tries a full-on RPG, but it's secretly a horror game. You know what they could do? Like a first-person dungeon crawler? Like, have the game frame as bad, but it's actually a fucking horror game. Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah. 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 Anywho, it's been about 2.5 hours now. So, I think I will wrap up there and wind things down for the day. So, as always, thank you all for popping in and hanging out. Very much appreciate when you do, and you're welcome back here anytime. Hope you all stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the Wednesday stream. Hope you had a great time, and I will see you Friday. God, I have not said that in ages. Yeah, I'll see you Friday for whatever the chill, anything goes game ends up being. So, yeah. See you Friday, everybody. The stream clip short for this week will be up tomorrow, I believe. I rescheduled it for. And yeah. See you all Friday. And have a wonderful rest of your week. Good night, everybody. Good night.